Wow. Okay, so we just finished Vatican's new album, Ultra. And we are gonna talk about it, take turns telling our thoughts, take turns telling our ratings. Before Jordan goes, I gotta say, that was huge. I think this album was huge. I was not expecting what we just got. Wow. So Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, like Michael said, that was a huge album. Like, not even just like surprises wise, like just like the scope and like the atmosphere. Like, it's like a very well put together. Just start to beginning, and like the theme and like the vibe of the whole album. Like, it didn't have too much of like just like a singular vibe. It was kind of more of like just an overall kind of like theme, I guess you could go.
Yeah.
Like,
It
kinda,
felt very like electronic, like that was kind of like
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
cyberpunk. I don't, I'm judging by the video and the aesthetic of this as well. The music video they had in this, like I think that's kind of like the vibe, and you could feel that in a lot of the,
Yeah.
lots of glitchy stuff here and there, and change ups in the time signatures and stuff that's kind of like blended
Yeah.
that in.
Feel like I'm trying to sneak in and hack into some
Yeah.
some like warehouse or something.
Yeah,
get some
try to
weapon
save
or something.
your. No, it's more of like some like shady corporation has your love like in a fucking tube, and you're like trying to,
Yeah.
because it feels like emotional. There's like something there. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're doing experiments on them.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, man, that was fucking great. Just like instrument wise, like I really like how the instruments, they don't really just play straight riffs. They don't play just straight like breakdowns, like generic. Like, they really, like, even if they will do like a straight breakdown, they'll put in like some like synth or like weird like guitar parts like in there just to keep it fresh. And that's like listening to that Secrets album and then this, like,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's like, well, I will say it's better, but I'm not gonna say it's like, I don't know, it's just whenever you play, just like have like a whole album of just straight verse, chorus, verse, every song basically, or having like one like hype song and like heavy song, like
One
it's
soft
just-
song.
like it changes it up. It's not what you've heard. Like, it's not just the straight by numbers metalcore, or it wasn't even like metalcore like throughout the whole thing. There was kind of like different things, but like, yeah, just instrumental wise, like having those things that stand out and like having the synth and stuff, it's just like, it just brings so much more to the table than just having like the generic stuff. Because like, easily this band could have just wrote like straight songs like Devil Wears Prada like type stuff, and they would have been fine, and like they would have fit in like on UNFD and stuff. But like, just the fact that they have like all these other elements and things, and they're not afraid to like be really weird with it and put in things that most like listeners wouldn't really pick up on. Like, it just makes it better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really talk about the lyrics too much. The lyrics, I probably would have needed to see them on the screen. It probably would have been nice to have like
Yeah.
a lyric video, especially
For sure.
because there's already like a video with like animation and stuff. Like, they could have gone like, they could have had like the subtitles like at the very bottom or something. Like,
I'm gonna make a video on YouTube about bands. Please, for the love of God, when you drop an album,
yeah, like
make a video for it. with lyrics for the whole thing, and just it needs to be standard. That needs to be standard.
And that also goes to like just bands doing things that not every single band does. Like just having those extra things that really, like having Static Dress with like the booklet with like the whole thing, and like just bands that go that extra little step and they spend a little extra time like really honing in on the vibe and like the overall theme. It just really, it really shows. Like definitely, like especially listening to the Secrets album, like you can have like just generic stuff and it'll be fine, but like whenever you have those things that changes it up, it just makes it so much better. Like, oh man, it's so good. I can't really, I'd have to listen to it again and like pick up on like a lot of the riffs and stuff, but just like the grooves and like the clean vocals in there, it really breaks it up. And like, I don't know, man, it's really good.
All right, yeah. So, like I was saying, this album was pretty big. I wasn't expecting, you know, I've heard Vatican before. I've seen them, you know, several times. They've I've never sat and probably like listened through any of their albums personally. I always just, they're kind of like, you know, that kind of metalcore that's like, you know,
like revival metalcore.
Yeah, you know, knock loose, you know, heavy ass beater. Maybe not ass beater, but you know, they've just got that fast, hard vibe, you know. And this had a lot of different stuff in there that really broke it up. It still had a lot of fast, you had a lot of heavy. Honestly, not too many breakdowns. Honestly, there was probably maybe like 5 like actual full breakdowns. And some of them were pretty short
because it just breaks it up.
Yeah. Like, and that was one of the things I put on here, like the cleans. So the cleans in here, I wasn't expecting them at all. But they don't distract, they don't detract either from the album. They don't, it doesn't take you out of it. It really fits, and it's almost a welcome break between the very fast parts, you know, because a lot of the album is very fast. And so like when you have these little moments of, you know, the little pianos or the cleans, and you know, and on top of that, it kept me on my toes. Like I had no idea what to expect at any moment. Like it would either change up time signatures, it would just like start doing a breakdown, you know, or it would just do a lot of crazy different things. There were synthy parts, and just I had no idea what to expect here, and that's like what's cool. Like I said, like Jordan was saying, when we listened through the Secrets album, you know, you kind of knew what you were gonna get a verse chorus breakdown. You know, there wasn't anything crazy like that, but then this, I had no idea at any moment what to expect. And the album doesn't fuck around. Like it blasts through those songs with like the speed, and that helps those softer parts really stand out. Very interesting harmonies. They had some weird, there was a couple songs where there was just like these really weird moments. It was like they would mix the synth in with the guitar, and it just like, it was like abrasive, but like in like a purposeful way and not in like a bad way. Production, super solid, very big. I felt the drums were very, it felt very drum focused. Lots of cymbals, and I could hear, you know, crashes and everything. I really liked the way they set it up. The vocals were almost like underneath everything. The vocals were not very loud. It felt like there was almost like a filter over it. That kind of just not muffled it, but just like, you know, it just wasn't up front. But again, on felt like it was on purpose, you know.
Yeah, it kind of blended with the mix more.
Yeah. Lots of synth in there that I wasn't expecting. Lots of supplemental synth, like just little notes, you know. It wasn't overbearing, just lots of like little stuff in the background that you really had to listen for, but really like when you heard it, it was like, wow, that's, you know, that's really cool. And that's a really cool way to do it. Standout tracks, I had Uncreated Waste was one of the heavy ones. By Your Love was the very soft one with the dude from Microwave. And Miracle of the Moon. That one was. I think that was another
Mirror
one.
Dream. That one was also like.
Yeah.
Damn.
The last half of that
And
one was
the
like the
last
best
song.
part. Yeah. That whole like transition from the Numb into that really soft ending. That was super cool.
Yeah,
I
those
was
last
not
4
expecting
songs I had
that.
fucking.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Goosebumps.
I was not expecting that last track, and it fucking just. I really wish they could. I know it's token of me to say I really wish they would have ended it with like a breakdown, but only because I think it would have like balanced out that very soft start, that kind of just like evolves it into like I think it would have just really helped made it accompaniment to really like set it off. But other than that, it's still a great ending. I think it was a perfect ending. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, this album was huge. Kind of blew me away. I wasn't expecting anything of what I got here, and I really, really enjoyed it. Sorry, I had a lot to say there. All right, so rating wise, Jordan, what would you rate this?
I'll give that a 9. That was pretty fucking solid. Like, easily, like, I wouldn't even say just the last half. Like, even throughout it, I was just getting, like, goosebumps and stuff. And then whenever, like, that transition with the last 2 songs came in, like, I was getting, like, a little bit emotional in there.
Yeah,
so that bumped it up.
It kind of reminded me of Static Dress album in the fact that, like, it had... it felt like it had that meaning to it. It felt like it had a drive, like the music had a purpose, and everything was like, it was as a whole was just like a whole package, and it was like just very well written, as opposed to like
well written and thought out.
Like as opposed to the Secrets album that was just metalcore, saying breakdowns and stuff. This felt like it was like they really spent some time and love into this, and I really. It hit me, I'm like right there at like a 9 or a 10. I think if a couple steps here and there, and I probably could have given it a 10, maybe with like I said, with the breakdown at the end to just really balance out that beautiful soft piano. But I'll give it a 9, and I'm gonna say this could be an album of the year contender. This could be a top 5 contender. I think this was
up there.
This was huge. I think this was definitely, and again from like a band that I didn't think I would get something this crazy and well thought out. So huge surprise here. So great job, Vatican. Awesome. 9 out of 10 across the board. So.
You'll never see the color of the truth.